Nebraska's offseason has officially started, and with that, the Huskers have changed their focus back onto the transfer portal. So in today's video, I have a massive update around some of the transfers the Huskers are going after, some new names to watch out for, some visitors on the horizon, and some positional concerns that we need to start talking about. So really quick, massive Nebraska transfer update. Hit that like button. And also, we're getting so close to 10,000 subscribers on the channel. So hey, if you're a diehard Husker fan, you're unsubscribed, it would help me out a lot. Please hit that subscribe button for transfer updates just like this, breaking news coverage, daily Nebraska football content all off season long, and so much more. So please, once again, hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. Let's hit 10,000. Thank you so much. But without further ado, let's get into it, going over this Nebraska transfer update, some of the new names the Huskers are going after, some visitors on the horizon, and so much more. But before I talk about that, I want to clarify a question that I've been receiving a lot over the past couple of days. Is the transfer portal closed? And what does that mean for Nebraska? The answer is yes, the portal is closed, but that doesn't mean what you might think it means. The portal is closed, meaning that players can't enter the transfer portal anymore. However, once a player is in the portal, they can commit whenever they want. So some of the players Nebraska is going after, they can commit today, they can commit tomorrow, they can commit in February for all that it matters. Once you're in, you can commit whenever. And also, just because the portal is closed for some people, it isn't closed for everybody. There are some exceptions. So, for example, any Nebraska player, as of right now, can enter the transfer portal. Because if you play in a bowl game, the rules are different for you. You can enter the portal 5 days after that bowl game is over. So, we're going to continue to see a lot of players enter the portal over the next couple of weeks. Again, just because the portal is closed doesn't mean it's closed for everybody. There's a lot of exceptions. And also, grad transfers can enter anytime they want. The rules don't even apply to them. So I said all that to say this. We're going to have a busy couple weeks on our hand. The portal is going to be lively. Nebraska's pursuing a lot of guys. Let's get into some of the players Nebraska is going after. I want to get things started with a guy that I most recently talked about, Trey Lathan, one of the best young linebackers in the transfer portal, 2 years of eligibility remaining. Again, this is a guy coming in from West Virginia, 70 tackles last year for the Mountaineers. He has that Florida connection with Philip Simpson. This is that 6'1", about 230 pounds, just a really speedy, good tackler type of linebacker. Nebraska's being aggressive in that market. Watch out for Miami here. Watch out for Kansas here, but it looks like Nebraska has set up a visit early next week. So Trey Lathan is the number one guy on our board. We're trying to get another linebacker transfer. We've been very aggressive there. So watch out for Trey Lathan. Already talked about him. I want to go over a guy who just recently got on my radar, a brand new name. This is Tyler Oyedem, coming out of Iowa State, nose tackle for them. Again, 6'4", about 300 pounds. One of the better nose tackles in the Big Ten. His production kind of went down this year, but he has 1 year of eligibility left, and Nebraska has been very interested. Again, they've been aggressive in this D-line market. They already have 3 defensive line transfers, and they're still offering a bunch of brand new guys. I wouldn't be surprised if they took maybe 2 or 3 more defensive linemen. They just lost a lot of guys there. They're trying to get a bunch of new players here. Again, this is a guy who could instantly be in the mix as a veteran, but watch out for some Texas schools here. He's from Texas, so there's been rumors that Texas is trying to get him, Texas A&M. I'd imagine SMU would be in here too, but Nebraska is interested here in Tyler Oyedem. Watch out for him to potentially take a visit for the Huskers, but they're being aggressive on that defensive line. I'd imagine we get 2 or 3 more. This is a new name who I'd watch out for. This is Marquise Grace, coming out of South Dakota. This year had about 9 sacks for the Coyotes. Nebraska is absolutely interested in him. He just entered the transfer portal. We're talking about a guy, again, who just is a guy who can get to the quarterback. He is a player who is true at that jack position. So we had defensive linemen. We don't really have a great jack. If Nebraska could land him, he would absolutely play at that jack spot for the Huskers. So there's a lot of interest here. He has 2 years of eligibility left. Again, just pretty decent player for them, and hopefully we can get him. But there is some interest there. Nebraska pursued him when he entered the transfer portal. So this is another guy to watch out for. But again, they're being aggressive on this D-line. They're being aggressive at that edge position. They want to get some more players there. Marquise Grace, another guy to watch. Also, really quickly, want to mention Maurice Westermoreland. The second he entered the portal, Nebraska beat reporters, fans started going crazy. This is a familiar name to many. He played for UTEP this year. Of course, he went up against Nebraska, had 7.5 sacks this year for the Miners. Just a very, very good pass rusher, a guy who has NFL aspirations. He shouldn't even be playing an extra year of college football. He would be probably an NFL draft pick. But if you haven't been, too in touch with the portal recently, there has been a new JUCO ruling. If you played in junior college, you have extra years of eligibility. Those years didn't count. So basically, he's going to come back for an extra year that he probably shouldn't come back for. So this is a guy who was a two-time JUCO All-American, two-time Conference Player of the Year in the Conference USA. He was just overall one of the best edge rushers in the country, and a bunch of really good schools have already offered him. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Minnesota. I expect Nebraska to also be interested here in Maurice Westermoreland. So another guy I want to put on your radar. Again, we're being aggressive on this D-line. I know I'm going to get questions. What's going on with the offensive line? Let's talk about a couple players here. Again, Falili Famoa, I mentioned him in yesterday's video. Nebraska looks like they're the favorite, but Michigan in that process. LSU, I guess, kind of in that process, but just know Nebraska's the favorite. If you want to get all the details, watch my video I posted yesterday. Another name I want to put on your radar who just entered the portal is Zy Chrysler, coming out of Illinois. This was a 3-year starter for the Illini, 1 year of eligibility remaining. He was a 2-time honorable mention All Big Ten, a guy who has experience playing guard, playing center, just overall a really high-end player who has NFL aspirations. So I'd watch out for Zy Chrysler, and I imagine Nebraska will be interested here. Again, all the time, Matt Rhule talks about how much he likes Brett Bielema and how he thinks he's a great coach. I'd imagine he tries to steal one of his players. So this is a name I'd absolutely watch out for. I know the Huskers are going to show some interest here. So watch out for Zy Chrysler. Now, besides this guy, there's not too many other offensive linemen Nebraska's after. They absolutely need 2 or 3, if not 4. So that's something that I'm going to keep an eye on going forward. One other name that's been hinted at that Nebraska is going to show interest, Jamori Robinson out of UTSA. We know that Nebraska has a lot of Texas connections. Matt Rhule has a lot of Texas connections. So this is a guy who was one of the best players in all of that conference, had about 11 sacks last year, 2 forced fumbles, 1 year left of eligibility. Another guy who would not be entering the portal, would not have years of eligibility left if it weren't for that JUCO ruling. So it's been rumored the Huskers are going to try to pursue him. Another guy who would play that jack position if we could land him. So just know, Nebraska is being very aggressive on this defensive line and the linebacker core, pretty much more than any other position. More than any other position, those are the two that they want the most. I don't feel like they've done enough on the offensive line department. People have been asking me, are we going to go after another wide receiver? No. What's interesting is that we've still yet to offer a single running back. In my opinion, we absolutely need to get a big bruising running back. I'm going to keep my eyes on that to see if we even offer anybody. But the position Nebraska's after, we're probably going to get about 2 more defensive linemen, 1 more linebacker. I'd imagine 1 or 2 more defensive backs, probably 2 offensive linemen, and maybe 1 other player, just kind of miscellaneous. So that's the update. Some guys to watch out for, some players Nebraska is actually going after. It also should be noted, right now is the dead period for transfer visits. So nobody can visit this week for any visit whatsoever in the portal. That ends next Monday. So a week from today, people can start visiting once again. So don't expect somebody to visit this week because there's a dead period just due to bowl games and the holiday season. So we're going to get a bunch of visitors lined up over this week. So stay tuned for that update. I'll have the latest on the channel. But we're going to continue to get into recruiting into the portal because we need a couple more guys absolutely in these trenches. We need some more proven players. That's for sure. All right, guys, let me know down below your thoughts about this transfer update, some of the players Nebraska's after. Let me know in the comment section. Once again, make sure to subscribe for the latest. I'll keep you guys posted on breaking news the second it drops. So make sure to subscribe, put those bell notifications on. It would really help me out. Let's get to 10,000. Again, comment down below, hit that like button, and subscribe. As always, folks, go Big Red, go Matt Rhule. See you in the next one.